Greetings. Greetings. I want to do a little introduction slash reintroduction to me and my channel or page, depending where you're watching this. Not necessarily because I've gained a load of new followers or anything. More, I guess, to update my current followers and say hello to any people who may follow me in the future, because I guess my content is a bit wobbly and it's throwing me off. Update my current followers, say hello to my new followers, because my content it's not shifting. I guess I'm just trying to refine it a bit more. So my name is Kaya. I am a single parent of currently a toddler, just about to turn 3. Professionally, I am a yoga instructor, personal trainer and massage therapist, and there's a couple of creative things that I do as well. I'm currently working on kind of consolidating all of that professional stuff into, an actual business entity. I've been operating as a sole trader since 2019, and I've taken a big step back from doing anything professionally since going on maternity leave when I was 8 months pregnant, just over 8 months pregnant. And I've just kind of been navigating my way back into it while trying to keep up with my practice. So if you watch this on Instagram, or if you follow me on Instagram, you can look back and kind of see some of that journey. So I invite you to do that if you want to get to know a little bit more about me and what I'm about. That's what I do professionally. In terms of my lifestyle, as I said, I'm a solo parent, so I'll be sharing content about that and my journey and the things that I've learned. I have loads of hobbies, so I skate, I pole dance, I do multiple different styles of dance. I do Tai Chi, swimming, obviously my yoga practice, resistance training, Pilates. I just like to move my body. So my page is called Practice with Kaya, but it's not one specific practice. So I say all that to say, I don't really have a niche. I just talk about all of it, I've just started making more instructional videos as well that you can see on my page. There are some from a few years ago you're welcome to get involved in. I'm currently on a journey of but just reconditioning and decolonizing my mind, and that will in turn translate into my practice. And then eventually, when I'm ready to go back to teaching public classes and holding space, translate into the ways that I teach and where I teach. But for now, I'm keeping up with that practice and implementing what I am learning on the journey into these videos and kind of talking as I go through it. Also sharing my journey of just reclaiming my identity after becoming a parent, and really just my whole life and upbringing I've been very disconnected from who I am. And it's just been a journey of learning that. So I'm just sharing, the kind of things I've learned on that journey, things I'm currently still learning. From my perspective, again, I have been sharing like this for a while. So I encourage you, if you are, interested and you can relate to anything that I'm saying, follow me on Instagram, the same name, Practice with Kaya, to see more on that journey. Pretty much everything that I post is in real time. I do create a lot of content that I end up not using because I film it, for example, my practice and my workouts, but because I have nothing to share at that moment, I end up just not using it. I may use it down the line, I don't know. So everything you see is in real time. There is no kind of obviously there is an online version of me, but what you see on these videos is me on a camera. So I don't really do or have any inclination to create short form content, because I'm not really creating to be seen and to be heard. Whoever watches this, great. It's really for my own practice, my practice in, learning how to communicate, overcome, certain anxieties that I have, overcome the fear of being seen, and unlearning all of the really unhelpful things I've been taught in the past, and also just to, I guess, revise the things that I'm learning, like in my own personal study, and share with the world, like as it's happening. I think there is quite a perfectionist nature of the online platform, and while I appreciate the creativity and the work that's gone into creating, this content that we all, love, all this really popular content, with the pauses edited out, for example, and the way that most people share their art or their practice, whatever that is, once they've got to a certain level, it provides a lot of inspiration and a lot of motivation, but can also be a little bit unmotivating at the same time because of the kind of natural comparison, like self-comparison that can come from that. So you'll see a lot of videos of me being really shit at the things that I'm a beginner in. And even, my yoga practice that I've been practicing for a long time, like I'm not trying to be any kind of elite yogi or anything like that. My practice is very, quite basic, quite like foundational level. And while I don't necessarily work towards doing all these kind of like fancy moves or really creative flows, that's not my intention. I do that for fun, but I don't really film it. Because I really, with how I work, when I'm working one-on-one with people, and even, with this content, I really just want to inspire people to get moving and inspire people to speak openly, whether it be online or just, with their circles. And I'm speaking about things from quite a underrepresented perspective, as a mixed race, mostly unsupported, neurodiverse solo parent, who has done a lot of work to gain words and understanding and knowledge of trauma and how it plays out. And so that is kind of like, at the forefront of my mind, and it's not often spoken about. And I think it's the crux of the work that we need to do as a people, is learn more about our trauma and how it plays out, rather than just like shoving it down or, dealing with it on our own. Rather than like in community and with our people. So yeah, just hoping to encourage people to move, encourage people to speak, even if the way they move is not in a way that all of these professionals move, even if the way they speak, that you speak, is not really, succinct and really eloquent. Like I don't feel like I'm eloquent or succinct. I'm not trying to be. So I don't really edit my videos. The other times that you'll see, like breaks in the video, is if I pause it to kind of regain my train of thought, which you will see often because, it goes. And when I'm looking out to the side here, I'm looking out the window because that helps keep me grounded and helps me to kind of stay on track with what I'm thinking. So yeah, you will see me pausing to think. You will see me pausing the video to recollect my thoughts if I'm really struggling to remember what I was saying. And the only time that I will chop something out is if I have expressed something in a way that is, it's not aligned with what I want to say. Like if I say something wrong, or if I say something and I'm like, hang on a second, no, I didn't really want to say that, or didn't really want to share that part of myself online. That's the only time that I will cut something out. But the rest of it, what you see is what you get. This is me as myself online. So yeah, I guess right now I'm going through a little bit of a period of exposure therapy, just exposing myself to things that cause me a lot of anxiety, which probably seems a bit crazy. But because I've done so much work to understand the things that I've been through and give names for it, and understand like the reasons and the roots why that happened, and connect with my compassion, and I essentially just heal my heart, I've got to a level of understanding, so, okay, well, I have all of this knowledge now, so what do I do with it? And I've recently just started engaging in a lot of things for fun. So I'm not trying to monetize anything that I'm doing. Like in my instructional videos, I will put, like a donations link in the bottom, just so, maybe it will lead to some passive income. Great. If you're able to do that, it's always much appreciated. All of those donations will be funneled into eventually offering in-person, spaces, classes for people in the community where I live, or even more online stuff, because it does require energy that I want to give. So yeah, it would be great to benefit financially from that, but as I said, it's for my practice. Whoever benefits from that benefits from it. I hope you enjoy the videos. But yeah, I create my content with parents in mind. Like obviously anybody watching will benefit or could benefit, but my content is created with parents in mind, especially my instructional videos. So they'll be like, more bite-sized kind of classes. I mean, I say that, I said that in the other kind of introductory video that I did specifically for my teaching, and then went straight in with a 45-minute session. So I'm still learning to kind of be a bit more, concise and focused in that sense. Again, it's a practice. This is a practice with Kaya. We're all practicing, not perfecting. So yeah, my content is created with parents in mind. So just to try and make it a bit more accessible, that's one of the main things that I've kind of realized on this journey, is that the yoga world and connection to yourself, your movement practice is often neglected when you become a parent. I'm thankful to be able to prioritize that, like outside taking care of my daughter and, doing what I have to do day to day, like around the house, like cooking and cleaning and tidying and whatever. I'm able to prioritize my practice, my training, and it's taken a long time to be able to get there. It's really only since my daughter started having sleepovers with her grandma and granddad that I've been able to actually do that more consistently and start creating this content again. So it's I create it kind of with the, like when you listen to a podcast, you just kind of put it on as you're doing the dishes or driving or whatever. Obviously, there's a visual component to these ones, so, don't be watching me while you're driving, but you can listen to me while you're driving, or like doing whatever, because I just know how helpful I've found it watching people speaking about their experience online, and I've just found it very hard to find information and experiences that I can fully relate to. A lot of, especially the parenting stuff, a lot of it is created by people in partnership with somebody, especially if you look back on my page, you will see some videos from when I was trying to wean my daughter off the breast. And it's very hard to find. Everyone's like, oh, we just did it over 3 days and my partner just went into the room with her, but without that other parent there who's not got boobs full of milk, I found it near enough impossible, so I pretty much gave up. I still need to finish doing that, speaking about that experience, because my mic ran out of battery when I was recording the reasons why I quit breastfeeding, because there's quite a lot of layers to it. But yeah, I just found it very difficult to find information or just like a perspective to fully relate to in the online space, and even, around about, probably because single parents are really fucking busy and they're doing it all. But yeah, it's so important for us to go through this period of recovery, especially if, you weren't expecting to become a solo parent. There's often, like a really deep heartbreak or trauma that you've gone through that's brought you to that position if it's not being done by choice. And there's not the space to process it. And the way we process it, it's through talking therapy, it's from self-awareness, it's largely from rest, and just having the space and the stillness to recognize what's actually going on within you and know what's going on in your body and identify where in your body you're holding it in, and being able to move through that and breathe through that. But as parents, especially single parents, we don't have that space. So yeah, I create this to hopefully spark something or plant a seed to encourage you to make the changes that need to be made so you can recover, or even at just the bare minimum, provide a point to relate to on your journey as a parent, as a solo parent. I reflect on and question a lot why I'm creating this content, because it does cause me so much anxiety, and I'm not trying to monetize it. Like if I was trying to monetize it, I would be taking that time and spending that energy making more bite-sized, digestible, 90-second, 1 minute, 90-second, like clips that the social media world loves. But A, I don't have the time or energy or desire to do that. And B, I just refuse to feed into the dopamine addiction fueling nature of social media, especially Instagram. So I post snippets on there, but it's always to link to the long form version here on YouTube or wherever else I post this. Because what I've observed is that we have a not inability, but I guess an inability to actually pay attention and listen. Like if we're going from my own experience, when I'm talking, mostly like with my close group of friends, this doesn't apply. But for the most part, when I'm speaking to people, like having a conversation, I struggle to find the space to actually kind of like contribute, because my brain is quite slow to process. And also, so I have to take that space to process and think about if I have a response or how I want to respond and what's the most constructive way to respond. And I notice if I don't take that time, then I just say something that I'm just saying something for the sake of saying something. But I often don't feel like there is that time to take to process before speaking. So I tend to just kind of like stay quiet, and I find that really difficult. And even there are a couple of people who will, if I'm taking that time to respond and I'm speaking to somebody who allows that time, after a few seconds have passed, I start then feeling really anxious, like, oh, I have to say something now, like, do I think I'm not listening? And then I can't even formulate the response anyway. So it's kind of just a practice to overcome that, both on my side and hopefully, listeners' sides, just I will pause to think. I'm feeling very refreshed today because I've had a full night's sleep because my daughter is sleeping over and I went to bed relatively early. So I feel like I'm able to communicate and speak a bit better than usual today. Just answering the call to share. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. So it just feels like a calling. That's the only way that I can describe it. I have all these reasons that I've just stated, but anytime I kind of spend time offline, which is maybe like a couple of weeks, a month, I just have this like, it's not even like an urge, because I'm not sharing. I don't really get many views or likes on my posts. I don't care about that. Like obviously the more people that interact with it and resonate with it, yeah, great, but I don't do it for that. It's just a calling. So I'm answering the call. For a long time, I've dipped in and out. I've had all this like being in flow with sharing. Then I've felt really anxious and pulled away and like deleted stuff. But yeah, I'm just staying connected to, I guess, God, and listening to what, the guidance that is being sent my way. And that guidance is to keep sharing and keep doing what I'm doing and just like stand firm in who I am. And whoever resonates with it, great. And it's not going to be for everyone, and that's fine. This kind of content isn't for everyone because it's not going to be short form. It's not going to be digestible. Like if you want to sit and listen to me, sit and listen to me, And for the most part, I think we've forgotten how to do that, and it's largely down to the nature of social media. So I guess it's somewhat of an act of resistance. I feel like most of my lifestyle choices are an act of resistance, but I'm going to talk more about that in a different video. For me, I think that's it. Yeah. Let me know anything that you want to hear me talk about, any thoughts you have on this video. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more, like stuff like this, but also little yoga videos. You can have a scroll through. There's plenty on there already for you to get into. There's going to be more in that, and it's only going to be getting better. So thank you for being here for the journey. I'm looking forward to sharing more, and I already noticed how it's played out in my life. My ability to communicate and set boundaries and stand firm in those boundaries have massively improved since sharing my creativity, sharing my poetry, sharing my words in the online space. Probably seems a bit trivial to a lot of people, but it's been a really profound part of my journey. So thank you for being here for it. That's 22 minutes of me doing what was meant to be a 10-minute video. I'm going to a pole class now, so see you in the next video. Peace and love.